Hi, I'm John Whitehead, and I'm an executive and leadership coach, and welcome to this week's video blog. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a video blog because my computer died. So while I'm waiting for a new one to arrive, I thought I would record this week's video blog post on my mobile. I'll have to wait till I get my computer updated so that I can edit it and then post it. But I thought I'd take the opportunity while the sun was shining, it was a beautiful day, to come sit out in the back by my stream. You could probably hear the water trickling behind me over the little waterfall, and connect with you all today. I was doing a workshop this week. As you know, my work with coaching executives and emerging leaders in organization is mostly around self-awareness. It's helping people understand not why they behave in certain ways, but just understand how they communicate and how they behave in certain situations. And this week I was doing a workshop with a large organization, a non-profit organization. There were 25 people in the room. And a funny thing happens, and it happened to me once before in another workshop I was doing on interpersonal communication skills. And I'm talking about the four different basic communication styles. And those of you who have taken DISC will recognize the model, because the one that I talk about, TRACOM social style, is very similar. So people are either show up as drivers, or they show up as expressives, or they show up as analyticals, or they show up as amiables, right? So there's DISC. It's similar to the DISC model. And I put them through a little exercise. I call it my version of the sorting hat, where I throw a bunch of questions up on the screen with 4 options. They choose the option, and they move to different corners in the room. So they're walking around the room depending on how they're answering the questions. And at the end of the questions, it sort of sorts them into the 4, what I call neighborhood styles, the neighborhoods that they like to live in, that's related to one of the 4 styles. And then at some point we have a discussion about it. And it never fails that there'll be somebody that says, well, I'm not sure if this is where the neighborhood I live in, if this is where I should really be, the space that I'm in. And to a T, most people, it happened again this week, almost everybody, to a person, turned their head and said, yes, you are. So, and it happened once before when I was doing another workshop. There was a young lady who said, I don't think that I'm an amiable. And everyone looked at her and said, oh, yes, you are. Which brings up an interesting point about self-awareness, right? Who we are, how we perceive things is our personal reality. But other people may see us differently, and they may perceive us differently. And that, of course, is then their reality. That's exactly how they see us. So rather than push against that, we should try and recognize that. We should try and recognize, okay, this is who I really am, and this is how I tend to behave. And if this is how I'm behaving in certain situations, is that appropriate, and do I need to shift my behavior? Now, we don't change who we are. We can't change who we are. We are who we are. But we can learn to adjust that muscle that allows us to shift our behavior to become, as I talk about, be versatile in different situations. So if I'm an expressive and I have expressive tendencies, which means like I tend to talk fast, highly emotionally charged, I can learn that I need to slow down and I need to check my emotional stance, depending on the situation that I'm in. So that's John this morning outside in my backyard. I hope you're having a great week, and we hope to touch base with you next week. And again, if you would like to make any comments, please do so underneath this, and I'll get back to you. Thanks very much, and have a great day.